Final Fantasy VII Remake. A lot of people had a heart attack when they first heard that. But yes, in case you've been living under a rock for the past few days, they made an official announcement at E3 that Final Fantasy VII is getting a full fucking remake. I can't believe it. After all these years, we finally got to them. What the fuck took you so damn long? Now, obviously, it's going to be about 2 or 3 years before the game is actually complete, maybe even longer, but I'm willing to wait. Many people right now are probably just storming with ideas like, okay, they need to do this, they need to do that, they need to add this, they need to add that. Everybody right now probably got all kind of ideas about this new game, and of course, I've got my fair share of mine. Before we get this countdown started, there's one thing that I need to get out of the way because this is like the one thing that everybody who's played this game wants, and if they don't deliver this one thing, a lot of people are going to be very disappointed. There are still many people who haven't played or even heard this game yet, so I'm warning you, this video will indeed contain major spoilers. You have been warned. This video contains spoilers. Okay, now let me get one thing straight right now. I know that this is just a video game, but seriously, this cutscene had a lot of people crying. And it's not like this was a guest character or anything. No. This was actually one of the main characters who some of us actually spent a lot of time using. I used her in every battle. And ever since then, there have been all kind of rumors, all kind of fake codes on how to bring her back to life and all kind of shit like that. The only way that you can bring Aerith back to life is by using a game shark. And I'm hoping that they do something about this. They know that this is what everybody wants. They know this made everybody very sad and very upset at the game. Now, I am not saying to not kill her off, because if you do that, that will completely change the story. No. What I'm saying is, make like an alternate side quest, like a new game plus. Make this something that can only be available after you've completed the game the first time and or after you fulfill a certain condition. Like after you play the game through a second time, there are some extra things you can do in order to save her and so on and so forth. And then you'll get like a different paradox ending and so on and stuff, you know, stuff like that. I'm not saying change the story. I'm saying do something that's going to please the fans because everybody wants Aerith to come back. We want to use her past this one, or in this case, the first half of the game because it's going to be PlayStation 4, so it should be on one disc. But in any case, everybody wants this. Make like a new game plus, a paradox ending, an extra side quest, something that can only be done after you complete the game the first time. Do something that's going to please the fans. Bring Aerith back, please. Okay, so we got this out of the way. Now let's get a move on. These are my top 5 suggestions for the Final Fantasy VII Remake. Sapphire, Diamond, Emerald, Ruby, and of course, Ultimate. And you know what, guys? I think I speak for a lot of us when I say I can't wait to see Tifa in this new remake. We fight all the weapons in the game except for Sapphire Weapon. Why was this one left out? Make him a storyline boss, or hell, even better, if you do a new game plus, make this guy like an optional super boss or something like that, you know? I mean, why was Sapphire Weapon left out? There needs to be a way to actually fight this guy and not just watch him get owned by Shinra. At the very end of the game, Cloud faces off against Sephiroth. Do you know how much HP Sephiroth has? 1. No matter how hard you try, you cannot lose this fight. It would be so great if you can actually make this a real battle. Of course, the obvious downside to this is the fact that Cloud might be underleveled. Why not make Sephiroth's strength based on how strong Cloud is? That way, it's a fair fight for both of them. For those of you who are wondering what would happen if you just sit there and do nothing, eventually Sephiroth will attack you and Cloud will automatically counterattack, ending the fight. There is one thing that's very common in most RPGs, and I don't understand why, especially nowadays when realm space should not be a problem. Why can't I only use 3 people? Take Final Fantasy X for example. I can switch my party members anytime I want to. And not only that, but in this game, you are not forced to use the protagonist in every single fucking fight. You're still stuck with 3 people on the front lines, but you can switch them out anytime you want to. If I have full access to my whole party, why am I forced to use the protagonist all the time? Why do I have to use these 3 people on the front lines? Why can't I switch them out? For example, I might want to start the fight by using Cloud, Barret, and Tifa, and then later on in the fight, I might want to switch them out for like Yuffie, Vincent, and Aerith and stuff like that. You know why? Fix it to where the battles are balanced to where you have to use all your party members. And another thing that might be great is if you give the characters a little more diversity. Is it just me, or do all the characters in this game seem kind of alike? The only thing that separates one character from another in this game are their limit breaks. Other than that, they feel exactly the same. So yeah, kind of just change the battles up a little bit to where it's a little more diverse, a little more tactical, and we can use all our characters anytime we want to and stuff like that. I think that'll make the game a lot more fun, a lot more interesting. Replay value. And this kind of ties into what I said about Aerith, but it's not just her. I want replay value for everything. Optional bosses, higher difficulty settings, multiple endings. The feature I would really like is a new game plus. Like after you complete the main game for the first time, we can play the game again on like a much higher difficulty setting. Like the monsters are like 10 times stronger. And then you get like new abilities, new weapons, new accessories, so on and so forth. Hell, maybe even new special characters, alternate costumes like average children attire and stuff like that. You know, look at Lightning Returns. After you beat the game, you can play it again on a high difficulty setting. You keep all your weapons, all your equipment and stuff like that. The monsters are like twice as harder and stuff like that. You know, do the same thing for this game. Some people love playing this game multiple times, and some people just want to look at Tifa's boobs. Give people a reason to play this game more than once. Give them a reason to buy a PlayStation 4 just to play this game, because in all honesty, some people are doing that shit right now. Not good.
That's one more you owe me. You lost your focus.
Yeah. Oh, sorry if your sword got any wear, tear, or rust on it.
You're a little more important than my sword. But just a little.
Now, this last suggestion might be asking for too much, but I'm telling you, if you do this, it will be so fucking awesome. Crisis Core, Avid Children, Dirge of Cerberus, maybe even that one that y'all canceled. Actually, was that game canceled? I can't remember. What was it called? Before Crisis or something like that. If anything, definitely try to include Crisis Core because let's face it, the game is only on PSP. A lot of people have not played this game. Unfortunately, you are missing out. This game is pretty damn good. I'm not saying remake the whole game because that's kind of unnecessary. Try to include a side game that focuses on all the main events of the game. I don't care if I gotta beat the game first. I don't care if it's a downloadable content. As long as you put that in there, that would be so fucking awesome. And then you could probably tie it in with the original game. For example, some of the things that Zack do in that game can kind of influence how strong Cloud is and so on and so forth. All kind of good stuff like that. It'll make the game so much better and everybody will enjoy it. And try to throw in some of those past characters. What happened to Cisne? We haven't seen her since Crisis Core. And hell, maybe you can add new stuff like we can play as Angel, we can play as Genesis, we can play as Sephiroth, we can play as Cisne, we can play as the Turks. I mean, come on, man. I just have too many ideas that this video would be about 5 hours long if I list them all. In any case, one thing that's very, very important is the fact that you don't mess this up. So if it takes 2 or 3 years, I don't care. Take your time and get this shit done right. Anyway, guys, the hype is real. Final Fantasy VII Full Remake. I'm being such a fanboy right now. I know that, but I love this game. This is the first Final Fantasy game I've ever played, and I just can't believe it's finally happening. If they released a demo of this game right now, everybody will have PlayStation 4s tomorrow just to fucking play it. I don't know if Square is actually going to see this video and consider some of my suggestions, but hell, we can try, right? Anyway, guys, that's going to conclude this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for my next top 10. See you later. Take it easy.